What if everything you've planned for tomorrow never happens? What if the confidence you have in your future is built on something far more fragile than you think? And what if the life you're postponing, waiting to live someday, is the very life you're being called to live right now? We live in a world that celebrates planning. We set goals, we build timelines, we map out our future with precision and confidence. Next year, I'll do this. In 5 years, I'll be there. Tomorrow, I'll start. There's nothing wrong with planning, but there's something deeply dangerous about assuming. In Epistle of James chapter 4, verses 13 to 17, we are given a warning that feels both simple and profound. It speaks directly to the way we think about tomorrow. James begins with a statement that sounds familiar. Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. At first glance, it sounds responsible, strategic, ambitious, but then comes the interruption. Why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. That one sentence shifts everything. We plan as if we know, we speak as if we're certain, but the truth is, we're not. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, not for anyone. James continues, what is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes, a mist, something visible for a moment, and then gone. That's how he describes life. Not to make us fearful, but to make us aware. Because we often live as if life is permanent, as if we have unlimited time, as if we can delay what matters. But life is fragile, unpredictable, temporary. And when we forget that, we begin to live with a false sense of control. We say things like, I'll fix that relationship later. I'll pursue purpose when the timing is right. I'll grow spiritually when life slows down. But later is not promised. Timing is not guaranteed. And life rarely slows down the way we expect. So what is James really warning us about? It's not planning, it's pride. It's the assumption that we are in control of what we are not. It's the mindset that says, I decide my future, instead of recognizing that our lives are ultimately in God's hands. James offers a different perspective. He says instead you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. That changes everything. It shifts the focus from control to surrender, from certainty to trust, from self to God. If it is the Lord's will. That phrase is not about hesitation. It's about humility. It's about acknowledging that God sees what we cannot, that He knows what lies ahead, that His plans are greater than ours. And when we live with that mindset, something shifts inside us. We still plan, but we hold our plans loosely. We still dream, but we stay open to redirection. We still act, but we remain dependent on God. James goes further. He says, as it is, you boast in your arrogant schemes. All such boasting is evil. That's strong language, but it reveals something important. Boasting about tomorrow is not just about words, it's about attitude. It's about the posture of the heart, a heart that assumes control, a heart that forgets dependence, a heart that replaces trust with certainty. And that's where the danger lies. Because when we believe we are fully in control, we stop seeking God. We stop listening. We stop aligning. We move forward based on our own understanding, and often that leads us away from what truly matters. Then James ends with a powerful and often overlooked statement. If anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. That connects everything. This isn't just about the future, it's about the present. It's about what you know you should do right now. The good you've been delaying, the step you've been avoiding, the change you've been postponing. Because sometimes the problem isn't that we don't know what's right, it's that we keep pushing to tomorrow. We say, I'll forgive later, I'll start later, I'll change later. But every time we delay what is right, we miss an opportunity to grow, to act, to align with God. And over time, those delays become patterns that keep us stuck, patterns that distance us from purpose. So what does it mean to live this message out? It means living with awareness, recognizing that today matters, that this moment matters, that what you do now has significance. It means letting go of the illusion of control, not in fear, but in trust. Trust that God is guiding, that He is present, that He is involved in your life. It means holding your plans with open hands, not clinging to them. Not building your identity around them, but being willing to adjust, to listen, to follow. It means taking action when you know what is right, not waiting, not postponing, not making excuses, but responding. Because obedience is not about perfect timing, it's about present willingness. And here's the beautiful part. When you begin to live this way, life changes. Not necessarily in circumstances, but in perspective. You become more present, more aware, more intentional. You stop rushing toward a future you can't control and start living fully in the moment you've been given. You begin to notice things you once overlooked, moments of connection, opportunities to serve, chances to grow, and you realize something powerful. Life is not meant to be postponed, it's meant to be lived, right here, right now, under God's guidance, with trust, with humility, with purpose. Because the truth is, tomorrow is not in your hands, but today is. This moment is. This choice is. So what will you do with it? Will you continue to delay what you know is right? Will you keep assuming you have more time? Or will you choose to act? To live with intention, to trust God with your future, and to be faithful in your present. Because one day, all the tomorrows you've been counting on will run out. And what will matter is not what you planned to do, but what you actually did. The love you showed, the faith you lived, the obedience you chose. So don't wait, don't delay, don't assume. Live today with purpose, walk today with God, act today with faith. Because this moment is a gift, and how you use it matters more than you think. Thank you for watching this video. If this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to like, follow the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it today.